I'm R. Sucharita, Government Degree College, Khairatabad, Hyderabad, Department of English. A very good day to the students of BA, BCom, and BSc first year. Today we are going to learn Benares, that is on page number 106 and 107 in your textbook. So, Benares is written by Aldous Huxley. So, he is Aldous Huxley. We are going to learn about Aldous Huxley too. And now we are going to do the pre reading questions. So, the first pre reading question is, what is an eclipse? How does a solar eclipse occur? So, this is the solar eclipse slide. So, what is an eclipse? So, pre reading activity should be done by the students. So, students ought to answer these pre reading questions. So, the first question is, what is an eclipse?
An eclipse is an astronomical event that occurs when an astronomical object or spacecraft is temporarily observed by passing into the shadow of another body.
Then, how does a solar eclipse occur?
Solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between the sun and the earth, blocking out the sun rays and casting a shadow on parts of the earth.
Then the second question is, what are the superstitions prevalent in India during a solar eclipse?
Angry Rahu swallows the sun and the moon is the first one. And the second one, people do not cook on or consume food delivery. And the third one is pregnant women are advised not to step out.
Yes. And can people watch a solar eclipse with a naked eye? No.
No.
Then
Not
what
doing.
precautions does one need to take while watching an eclipse?
Not use of ordinary glasses, wearing eclipse glasses, and do not see the reflection of the sun in the water. Measures and the measures are, do not look directly at the sun. Drive slowly during eclipse.
So this is the pre-reading activity regarding solar eclipse. Now we are going to learn about Aldous Huxley. So he is Aldous Huxley. He is Aldous Huxley. You can see on the slide. Aldous Huxley, 1894 to 1963, was an English writer, novelist, and philosopher. He was best known for novels such as Brave New World, Point Counterpoint, Eyeless in Gaza, and Ape and Essence for non-fiction books such as The Dose of Perception, and for his essays on diverse subjects. He also produced poetry, drama, film, screenplays, and works of criticism. Huxley was considered one of the great minds of his time and was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 7 times. So he is Aldous Huxley. So he is the one who has written the present lesson, that is Benares. He was born in the year 1894 and he died in 1963. He was a very good English writer and he is a novelist, one who writes novels, and he is a philosopher. I told you many times what is this philosophy. Philo means love and Sophie means wisdom. So love and wisdom together is called as philosophy. So a person who loves both, that is a person who is made up of love and wisdom, who is having the sense of both love and wisdom mingled together, so he is called as a philosopher. So Aldous Huxley was an English writer, novelist, and philosopher. He was best known for novels such as Brave New World, Point, Counterpoint, Eyeless in Gaza, and Ape and Essence. All these are the novels which had written. So at least you have to mention two books. So Brave New World, Ape and Essence will, I hope it will be easy. And then for non-fiction books such as The Dose of Perception, non-fiction. So fiction is the stories which are made up by the writer. Non-fiction is the that is the practical or real experiences which the writer had experienced. So that is called as non-fiction. So, non-fiction books such as The Doors of Perception and his essays on diverse subjects. So, he has written essays on different subjects. He also produced poetry. So you know what is poetry. He produced poems and then drama and then film screenplays, and not only film screenplays but also works of criticism. He is a very good critic. Then Huxley was considered one of the great minds of his time and was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 7 times. So, Huxley, he is considered or he is well known for his great mind in his time, and he was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature not once or twice but for 7 times he was nominated. So, in the essay Benares, Huxley describes what he observes at the Ghats on the day of a solar eclipse. He uses this as a launch pad for his reflection on mankind's irrationality. His conclusion is that animals, though lacking intelligence, often behave in more sensible ways than man, who has been endowed with reason. Huxley remarks on the irony that it is humankind's capacity for thought and imagination that has led to belief in superstitions. He concludes the essay by advising Indians of all religious persuasions to assemble to save India rather than assembling and wasting their energies over superstitions. Despite his derisive tone, Huxley's fascination for the place and the rituals is very apparent. So, in this essay, Benares, Huxley, he describes what he observes at the ghats. So, you know what are these ghats? I'll show you. So these are the ghats of Benares. Okay, so he describes what he observes near this ghats of Benares on the day of solar eclipse. So he uses this as a launch pad for his reflections on mankind's irrationality. How irrational are people? So he is focusing on the irrationality of the human beings, that is the men. So his conclusion is that animals, though lacking intelligence, often behave in more sensible ways. And he is also concluding that animals are more intelligent when compared to human beings. So, though lacking in, sorry, so his conclusion is that animals, though lacking intelligence, although animals they are lacking in intelligence, they often behave more sensible. They are more sensible when compared to human being. Okay, though they are lacking in intelligence, they are more sensible when compared to man, who has been endowed with reason, and man is gifted with reasoning power. So Huxley remarks on the irony that it is humankind's capacity for thought and imagination. So Huxley is remarking on the irony. So his tone is irony, and then it is humankind's capacity for thought and imagination. Thought and imagination both are the capacities of human beings that has led to belief in superstitions, and what they have with this thought and imagination, they have led themselves to the belief in superstitions. And Huxley is also focusing on the superstitions of Indians. He concludes the essay by advising Indians of all religious persuasions. So he is concluding the essay by advising all the Indians, by advising the Indians especially who are religions, and all these religious persuasions to assemble to save India rather than assembling and wasting their energies. So, what is India doing? It is assembling, and it is wasting all its time and energy over superstitious beliefs. Oh, he is completely wasting his time on energies and superstitions. So, despite his derisive tone, despite his derisive means he writes in a mocking way, in a mocking tone. Huxley's fascination. So, Huxley's interest for the place and the rituals, especially in Benares, is very apparent. Apparent means it is very, very clear and easy to see. So, this is about the little introduction about Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley. So now we are going to learn about the glossary. Okay, so we are going to learn about the glossary. Alaporti ditas. This is French, a French word that means it is accessible to all. Then abbreviated. Abbreviation means it is short form or shortened. Now, for example, Government Degree College, you say GDC, Khairatabad. Okay, so that is shortened or abbreviated. And antic, ANTIC, antic. Antic means it is a silly act. As a very silly act is called as antic. And then astride. Astride means with one leg on each side. So when there is one leg on each side, that is called as astride. Then barge. Barge means it is a large flat bottomed boat for carrying goods and people on rivers, lakes, etc. So you can see this is the barge. Barge is something, it is a very flat bottomed boat. You can see in the picture a large flat bottomed boat, and it is used for carrying goods and people on rivers and lakes. See, you can see on the water in the river, you can see this barge. There is the biggest barge, a large flat bottomed boat, and this boat, it is used for carrying goods as well as people, especially on rivers, lakes, etc. And then bilge water. Bilge water means water that collects in the almost flat part of a ship's bottom. So the ship's bottom where the water is collected. So almost it will be at the flat part of a ship's bottom where the water is collected. So that is called as bilge water. Then canopied. Canopied means covered with a cloth roof. Covered with a, this is a canopy. Okay, so this is the roof, how it is covered with cloth. Okay, covered with a cloth roof is called as canopied. Then cormorant, cormorant. Cormorant. Cormorant means it is large, long necked seabird. The large, long necked seabird, this is called as cormorant. And then ecstasy. Ecstasy means a state of being carried away by overwhelming emotion. So, when you are the topper of the college, so how your moods are, you will be in a state of overwhelming emotion. You are so happy that you are in ecstasy. So, ecstasy is a state of being carried away by overwhelming emotion. Then embarkation. Embarkation means the act of passengers and crew getting aboard a ship or aircraft. So, the act of the passengers and the crew when they are getting aboard of a ship or a aircraft, that is called as embarkation. Then endowed. Endowed means provided or supplied or equipped with, that is called as endowed. So we are provided with everything in our life. Okay, so parents are endowing us, they are providing us and they are supplying us with whatever we require. So that is called as endowed. Estimate. Estimate means it is an approximate calculation. That means it is not accurate, but it is approximately, it may be 100 rupees. That means it is not exact. So that is called as estimate. Then exegesis. Exigous. That means scanty or insufficient. When we are not given sufficient food, we say it is exegesis, very scanty, very insufficient. That is called as exegesis. Then eye of faith, faith. Eye of faith means from the point of view of faith, not skeptical. So I have a lot of faith in God, we say. So from the point of view of faith is only called as eye of faith. Then fagot, Faggot. That means a bundle of sticks bound together as fuel. Okay, so here you can see all these, they are fagot. This is fagot. Fagot means it is a bundle of sticks bound together as fuel. Then the next one is furlong. Furlong means a unit of equal length, a unit of length equal to 660 feet. So furlong means it is 660 feet is called as a furlong. Then fatigue. Fatigue, Fatige. That means extreme tiredness resulting from mental or physical exertion or illness. Okay, it may be exertion or it may be illness. So usually we say when we are extremely tired, for example, if if I am given 10 classes to teach in one day, so how do I feel mentally and physically? I will be extremely tired. So that is called as fatigue. Sometimes illness also causes fatigue. Then ghat. Ghat means here it is a stairway leading to a landing on the water. So this is a stairway. Okay, this is a stairway which leads down, landing to reach water. Okay, that is called as ghat, stairway leading down to a landing on the water. If you want to land in the water, you have to go through a stairway which is called as ghat. Then grotesque means abnormal and ugly. That which is abnormal and ugly, that is called as grotesque. Then gruesome. Gruesome means inspiring horror. So we see so many horror movies or horror stories we read. So they are called as gruesome. Then heaving. Heaving means it is the act of lifting something with great effort. So, when you are lifting any very extremely large or huge weight, so with great effort you will be lifting. So, that is called as heaving. Heaving. Then imbecile. Imbecile. A stupid person. A stupid person is called as imbecile. Then imperceptibly, in so slight or gradual a manner that it cannot be seen. When it is in a very slight or gradual manner that it cannot be seen is called as imperceptibly. Then incumbent, necessary for someone as a duty or a responsibility. Now, for example, my duty and my responsibility is to teach. Okay, so necessary for someone as a duty or responsibility is called as an incumbent. Incumbent. And then indispensable. Indispensable is essential, that which is essential. Mannerisms is very essential for an individual, that is indispensable. Then ingenious. Ingenious means it is showing inventiveness and skill. So, when you are very innovative or inventive and when you are very skilled, that means you are ingenious. And then inquisitive. Inquisitive means it is curious. So, when the examination results are out, we are so curious to know as to which place we are placed. Okay, so that is called as curious or curiosity. We have the curiosity to know about our result. Then the next one is that is only called as inquisitive. And then the next one is in the twinkling of an eye. In the twinkling of an eye means very quickly, just in a fraction of a second it will pass away, we say. That is in the twinkling of an eye everything will pass away. That is called as very quickly. Then leads. Ledge. Leads. Leads means it is narrow horizontal shelf affixed a wall. A narrow horizontal shelf affixed which is affixed a wall is called as leads. Okay, so this is leads. So on the wall is on the wall this is fixed. So narrow horizontal shelf, so you can see the shelf to the wall affixed a wall. Then litter. Litter means conveyance consisting of a chair or bed carried on two poles by bearers. Okay. So the bearers, what do? They will be carrying on their shoulders. So this litter, it is something like conveyance. It will be this conveyance, it will be consisted of a chair will be there, or a bed will be there, carried on two poles. There will be two poles which are carried by the bearers, and this is the conveyance, and this is called as litter. And then liveried, liveried. Liveried means it is wearing a livery, a uniform of a male servant. So here you can see on the slide the male servant. So he is called the uniform which is prescribed for a male servant is called as liveried. And then lurching, lurching, lurching. Lurching means more abruptly and unsteadily. When it is done unsteadily, then you say it is lurching. Very abruptly, if you move, that is called as lurching. Then major domo, MAJORDOMO, major domo. Major domo means it is head steward in a great household. In a great, so you can see on the slide, he is the major domo. That means he is the head steward. Okay. He is the head steward in a great household. That person is called as a major domo. And then masonry. Masonry means structure built of stone or brick. When it is built with stone or brick, then that is called as masonry. Structure built of stone or brick. Then muzzle, muzzle, muzzle. Muzzle means in certain animals the part of the head comprising the jaws and nose. So in certain animals you can see the part of the head which is comprised in jaws, that is the jaws are used for chewing. Okay, comprising of jaws and nose, that is where you can see these jaws and nose in the head of an animal. So that is called as muzzle. Then nibble, NIBBLE, nibble. Nibble means it is small, take small bites out of. Okay, biting into small pieces is called as nibble, NIBBLE, nibble. Then Noah's Ark refers to the biblical story of Noah, who saved his family and the animals of the world by building an ark, a very large ship, in which they survived a great flood sent by God to destroy the world. So you can see this Noah's Ark on the slide. So this is Noah's Ark. Okay, so the what is this Noah's Ark or Noah story? You can find this Noah story in the Bible. So it is a biblical story. And what did Noah do? He saved his family. So there was a very great storm, that is that rain which is going to sent by God, or the very great flood which is going to be sent by God, very great flood. So Noah will be telling to the people that you have to repent of your sins. the sins which you are doing, which is against God, you have to repent. But people do not listen to Noah. So God tells him to build this ark, okay, this very big ship, you can say. It is called as an ark. So that is why this is called as Noah's ark. And this Noah's ark, it was built by Noah and his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay. So and God told Noah that because everywhere there is sin in this world, and I found only your family to be a righteous family in the whole world. So Noah's family were 8 altogether: Noah, Noah's wife, and Noah's 3 sons and their families. So together they were 8 in number. So only 8 people were the righteous people on the whole face of the earth in those days. In the Old Testament, you can see in the book of Genesis, you can find this story of Noah. So that is why it is called a biblical story of Noah. So God told Noah that you have to build, and all the measurements were given by God. God told Noah, according to these measurements, you have to build up the ark. So, why this ark was built up? Because there is going to be 40 days rain on the earth. So, that was a very great flood, and that 40 days and nights with this rain, so all the people will be destroyed completely with this flood, with this great flood of the world by building an ark. And this is a very, very large ship. Still, you can find this Noah's ark when you go to the when you go and see in the other country, in which they survived a great flood sent by God to destroy the world. In order to destroy the people of this world, what did God do? God told Noah to prepare this ark, and by this great flood, God destroyed the whole world, and Noah and his family only survived in those days. That is in the Old Testament of the Bible, you can find. And all the creatures on the earth, that is from the very small creatures to very big animals, you can see in this picture, all two in number, a male and a female. A male and a female, they went into the ark. So like that, Noah's family and the creatures on the earth, they were preserved in the ark for 40 days. And after 40 days and 40 nights, the rain stopped. And then slowly, this Noah's ark, it went and stopped on the Mount of Ararat. So you can see the Mount of Ararat on the map, and you can find it. So after that, Noah and his 3 sons, their families, and they multiplied, and now we are also one of the members of that Noah's family. So that is called as Noah's ark. So if you want to learn in a detailed manner, you can go to the internet and find Noah's story, and you can understand better. Or you can read in the Bible about Noah's story, and you can understand. Then the next word is oblong. Oblong means it is a rectangular object or flat figure with unequal adjacent sides. So you know what is a rectangular object. Okay, so the lengths are very long and the breadth is short. Okay, so that rectangular object or flat figure with unequal adjacent sides is only called as oblong. Then palanquin. Palanquin means it is a closed means of personal transportation. So it is a personal means of transportation, a closed means of personal transportation carried on the shoulders of four bearers. So in those days, the brides, the rich brides, they were carried in a palanquin. Okay, so this is a closed means of the personal transportation, and the men will be carrying this palanquin on their shoulders, and there will be four people who will be carrying on their shoulders the palanquin. Then phenomena means it is plural of phenomenon, that which can be used, that which can be seen to exist or happen. So the plural form of phenomenon is called as phenomena. So that which can be seen or exists or happens is only called as phenomena. And then plebeian means it is associated with ordinary common people. The ordinary common people, samanyamaina prajalu we say, they are called as plebeian. And then provisions means a stock or supply of food. The all the provisions every month we go and get from a supermarket, so or they are ordered to our homes, so they are called as provisions. Then pyre, pyre means it is a wood heaped for burning a dead body as a funeral rite. So according to the Hindu custom or Hindu rites, what do after a man is dead? He is kept on a burning fire. Okay, all the wood is heaped, and then the dead body is kept on the wood, and then they will be burning it. They will be burning the dead body, and this is called as the funeral rite, which is called as pyre. And then silhouette. Silhouette means it is picture in solid black showing only the outline. Only the outline we have seen in the beginning about the picture. So you can see. So this the outline picture is called as silhouette. Picture in a solid black showing only the outline. Then slam. Slam is any thick viscous water, any thick viscous matter, here the muddy water of the Ganges. The muddy water of the Ganges is only called as slime. And then smoked glass. Smoked glass means glass that has been treated such that it can be used as a filter to look at bright objects without damaging one's eyesight. So they are called as smoked glasses, especially during solar eclipse, where when you want to watch solar eclipse, you don't wear ordinary glasses. Okay, so you wear these solar eclipse glasses or smoked glasses. So these glasses, they can be used as filter when you are looking at the bright objects, so that your eyesight will not be damaged. Then smoldering. Smoldering means it is burning slowly and without a flame is called as smoldering. So when you can't see the flame, but still it will be burning very slowly, which is called as smoldering. Then squint. Look at someone or something with one or both eyes partly closed in an attempt to see more clearly or as a reaction to strong light. So the strong light means, for example, sun. How do you look at the sun? Can you open your eyes broadly and watch the sun? No, you cannot. Very partially. That means you will be making your eyes very short and you will be observing the strong light. So that is only called as squint. Squint, it is partly closed. Some children, they'll be sleeping with partly closed eyes. That is only called as squint. Then staves, staves, staves. Staves means plural or plural of staff. So, what is this staff? Staff means it is a strong rod or stick. A strong stick or a strong rod, especially which is used by the old people in order to walk. So, that is only called as staff. So, when it is plural, it becomes staves. Staves. Then Sumatra. So, what is this Sumatra? Sumatra means it is a mountainous island. This mountainous island you can see in western Indonesia. In western Indonesia, we find a mountainous island which is called as Sumatra. Then tepidly. Tepidly means it is lacking in emotional warmth or enthusiasm or half hearted. So when you don't do things satisfactorily, or when you do things half-hearted, then that is called as tepidly. Then thronged. Thronged means filled with a great number of people crowded together. When there is a large crowd, especially you see a large crowd in marketplaces, or heavy crowds in bus stops, or some, there are some crowded places, so that is called as thronged. Then totem, totem, totem. Totem means it is a natural object or animal that is believed by a particular society to have spiritual significance, and that is adopted by the society as an emblem. So, the spiritual significance, the natural, it may be a natural object or it may be a natural animal. For example, cow. Cow is a spiritual significance of the Hindu society, and it is used as an emblem. It is believed by a particular society. So that is called as totem. And then trance. Trance means a half conscious state characterized by an absence of response to external sensation. So, when you are in a half conscious state, that means when you are not fully conscious. So, when your mother wakes up in you in the morning, you will be in trance. That means you are half conscious. So, that half consciousness is only called as trance. Then trudge. Struts means it is walk slowly with heavy steps, typically because of exhaustion or harsh condition. Getting exhausted. Getting exhausted means when you are completely tired, when you have written your examination, and after returning from the examination, how do you come home? You will be walking slowly with heavy steps, okay, and you will be completely exhausted. So such condition is called as struds. Then unabashed means not embarrassed. Embarrassing means it is feeling shy. Feeling shy is called as embarrassing. So, not embarrassed means not feeling shy is only called as unabashed. Then vulgar. Vulgar means it is associated with ordinary common people. That means the labor class, you can say, or very low, the people with lower background, or the people who are in poverty also, you can say. So associated with ordinary or common people, the ordinary people or the common people, that is only called as vulgar. So with this we complete the first part of Benares here. I hope you have understood. So thank you, and we are going to meet in the second video of Benares, that is the second part of this lesson, Benares. Until then, thank you.